Hello and welcome to another episode in this video series. We're checking out submissions to the DungeonCrawler Game Jam of 2025. And this time we will have a look at Fearmonger by Evgeni Doudar. But as usual, before we get into the game, let me remind you of the playlist which you will find down in the video description, which contains all the videos I've published so far from this game jam, and it also includes a pilot episode which explains what a game jam is and what a dungeon crawler is, and that's kind of important to know when following this video here. So let's get into Fearmonger. This game incorporates the sinking ship theme of DungeonCrawler Jam 2025 and rhythm-based battle mechanics. Yeah, I'm not very good at rhythm games, so we will see. Idea was to take a Grimrock rune spell sequence and interpret it into rhythm-based sequence. Player needs to activate runes from pattern in time, then at the end of a turn, music bar, a spell will be activated. You need to press in time only a rune in a pattern. First pattern is rune... what is rune 5th? What? You need to press in time only a rune in a pattern. First pattern is rune 5th. I have no idea what that means. A chicken cry would indicates that you entered it correctly. A chicken cry indicates that you entered it correctly, I guess. Well, we will see. So, I already downloaded the game. It's Unreal and it's pretty big with 829 megabytes. So, yeah, let's jump into Fearmonger by Evgeni Doudar. And here we are in the game. Battles in this game are turn-based. You need to activate the runes when the blue box appears around it. If runes match the pattern, a spell will be activated at the end of the turn. So this is the rune with a blue box. And the rune itself is red. Okay, so yeah, I'm blocking it now, but I'm not sure what will be shown in the game. So let's start a new game. Okay, it's an interesting graphics style here. We have a countdown. Looks very plastic. Can you hear me? You need to move fast before the farmer catch you here. Time is running out. Say this rune to bring fear to your enemies. Okay, I already forgot the rune already. Nah, it's a bit... The navigation is a bit... okay. So the thing is that you can only walk on arbitrarily defined spots like this. You can move on this. Here you can move. You cannot move there, but you can move on this screen. But you can't go there, not there. You cannot go there, not there, not there. So this is feels very random, and you basically need to test every time whether you can go somewhere. The graphic style is kind of nice. I mean, it's shimmering and flickering a lot, but I kind of like this plasticky look. Okay. Is it ending at some point? What happens if I don't do anything? I don't get it. Now we have count on 0 and Jack the Farmer pleased ancient gods and they turn whole world into zombie land. Leave him alive and his wife lead an army of what? Okay, battles in this game are turn-based. It didn't look turn-based to me. You need to activate runes when the blue box appears around it. If runes match the pattern, a spell will be activated at the end of the turn. I don't get it. Can you hear me before say this rune to bring fear to your enemies? I don't get it. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. I mean, I can click on the stuff, but it doesn't seem to change anything. The hit points also do not change. Ah, so maybe we need to do it a couple of times and then it works. Let me reduce the volume a bit, if I can. Okay. So we do have this when I click in time, right? Ah, no, actually it is losing hit points. It's just very hard to tell. It's just a very faint difference. Yeah, it's a bit repetitive. Let's see if we can kill this or beat this first enemy. Nope. Countdown is over. Okay. Okay, let's try it again. Wife lead to an army of undead. Okay. Let's try it again. So we need to be fast because time is already running out for this battle. But doing this for 3 minutes is also a bit hardcore. Yeah, the bar is really hard to see. Especially as you need to keep an eye on the runes anyways, so you can't see it like without focusing on a completely different part of the screen. This does not look well. No, this does not... I mean, it might still work, but... Nope. Very unlikely. Nope. This is not going to work. I mean, kind of close, but not close enough. Okay, let me quickly get into the comments of the game and see what other people write. Maybe I misunderstand something. So, game looked nice, but was not sure about combat as it was confusing and repetitive. I feel this game needed more work than would been quite good and more fun to play. Yeah. There's not enough spells and far too many runes currently. I don't see even what I need to do. I see what you were consider locked. Okay, repetitive. Didn't understand how the combat works. You don't need to press all runes, only 1 or 2 max. I had in mind a Grimrock concept when you don't know a pattern of a spell, you need to draw it every time. But I don't see how... Please, you don't need to push all runes, only 1 or 2. I don't get how this is supposed to work. Okay, there's a playthrough. I will look at like Captain Coder's video on how he did it, and then let me do a cut here. Alright, so at least I'm not the only one. So Captain Coda did understand how it works by just pressing this one thing and just ignoring everything else. So let's do that. But he also needed 2 tries. Didn't get it at first. So yeah, let's do that again. But it's a very odd system then. Yeah, so it needs to be the only one which is then no, it's not working. Ah, yeah, okay, it is working. I was also looking at Lucy and not the enemy, so I also confused the hit point bars before. Because usually, like in 99% of all games, your own hit points are in the top left and enemy hit points are in the right. Okay. So, oh, nice. Okay, this is a bit dark here. And we also do not have a timer anymore. Okay, so let's talk about perspective and controls. I think the perspective is actually fine. The tile might be a bit too big. No, it's fine. I mean, you can see some. You can see this is from the tile you're standing on, and from here to there, that's the next tile, and it looks a bit deep, but I guess it's fine. And let's compare that to Grimrock, for example. Yeah. So that's fine. Regarding the controls, it does not queue up. However, what it does is if you keep pressing the button, then it will automatically go into the next move. So if I go forward and turn and already keep turning right and don't release the button, I will do the turn immediately after my completed steps. So that works fine. It's not, I would prefer a queuing up situation, but yeah. And as usual, this is something which makes no sense. Continuous turning basically has no place. Because the turning is so slow, there is not much of a risk of accidentally double turning. But still, I would prefer to be that it is quicker and then disable double turning and ideally also queuing up the stuff. Alright, so we have a chicken. From here you can go straight to deal with the farmer, or you can try to get a useful spell from an ancient creature living here. Oh, it's quite big here. Yeah, very dark. Okay. Well, I probably need to note that down. Okay, we got the F. And these, okay. You need to fight me to master last fear spell and face Jack the Farmer. This and this. Okay. So now we need to get there's the farmer. Really. Too late. Chicken's fierce spells made Jack the farmer leave his wife's corpse untouched, and they start to live in peace and quiet. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think that the combat is really we can continue. Okay. Let's see if there's something else we can explore here. I mean, it said we can do either this or that, right? So let's try. See what we can. Oops. And see what we can find here. Yeah. A very dramatic story. Does it? Okay. So, okay, we were hit. It looks a bit like it was between two tiles, but apparently it's not. And the effect is after it passed already, so it's not when it's coming down, but when it's going up again that you will die. Well, does this lead? No way, okay. Okay. Can we? I mean, we are not supposed to have that yet. But what happens if I try it anyways? Seems to work. This power will heal your courage. Okay, we don't need that. Ah, okay. So this is just additional options for spells, which we could have used for the farmer, I guess. So this was this whole section here already? Oh. Hello. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be here. We can't talk to Mr. Skeleton. Mrs. Skeleton, I think that's the farmer's wife. And that's the old master chicken. Okay, let's kill these again. Yeah, it's always starting with a second for some reason. Maybe it's the usual 0 and 1 thing, and they accidentally don't start counting at 0 but at 1 or something. Okay. Now the farmer is back. It's starting here, right? Yeah. But that also means that the first thing can never be achieved, right? Because it doesn't start with the first one. And we won again and made the farm secure. Farmer leave his wife corpse untouched and they start to live in peace and quiet. Yeah, I think, I mean, there's not, like, in regards to perspective and navigation, it's fine. I think the biggest issue there is for this farm, which looks very cool. To be like, you can't really navigate where you think you would feel like you should be able to navigate, so that's probably a bigger issue than the controls in itself. The graphics are nice, though I would have liked to have more outside, like this outside area looks really cool, and with the fox, so I would have liked more here, and the outside have different, like, other animal creatures and so on to fight, because the area in this mausoleum, they look a bit weird and disconnected. It doesn't really fit well. Also, I'm not sure why there's a countdown upside on the overworld and not underground. Oh, we can also move here. There's nothing. Okay. Maybe we can also go there. Let's kill that one. So the first one is always a miss. I think that one is a bug, basically. Nah, we can't go there. Okay. So yeah, I would have liked more of this outside stuff. I think perspective is fine. Movement could be improved. Yeah, in the combat, yeah, that really does. I mean, the explanation is pretty lacking, but the system itself is also not that great. So that idea didn't really work out too well. I'm also not sure how to make it more interesting, but I'm also not a big fan of like these rhythm games in general. But if you want to have a look at Fearmonger, you can find a link down in the video description. That was Fearmonger by Evgeni Doudar. And of course you will also find all the other games I've covered so far in the playlist, which you will find linked down in the video description. And of course I would also so if you don't want to miss any new videos, then you can also subscribe to the channel if you like. So with that, yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks to Evgeni for contributing this game to the jam, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.